Hi, and welcome to Good News with David Essel. We do these segments on a regular basis in order to give you some passion, some energy, to lift you up higher, because we all know these times are incredibly challenging. I want to talk about my sobriety. Oh my God, I had no idea I would have to go through what I did in order to get sober, permanently recovered for life. So many times we think of sobriety of people going in and out, like relapse here, cross addiction there. But if you put really the right amount of effort in and you commit to permanent sobriety, permanent recovery for life, life is incredibly beautiful. But it doesn't mean it's always easy. And the reason I do these videos is I want to give you hope. It doesn't matter. I always say this to people. If I can recover, I started at 12 with alcohol, went to cocaine. Those were my two biggest addictions from the world of substances, without a doubt, in the world. If I can go with those, from those, with 30 years to permanent recovery for the rest of my life, I can guarantee that. I know that makes people afraid. How can he be so certain? How can he be so confident? Because I work it every day. What's missing in most people's recovery program is that they're not doing life recovery. In other words, in our program, and what I created, because there was nothing else out there, is that I started to look at my entire life and recreate my entire life while I was sober. Now, here's a caveat, and I tell everyone this. I went into a 30-day treatment center. I came out, I was not ready at all. I came out of that cocoon. I felt confident in the cocoon. I felt that I could do anything in the world. And when I got home, the first several nights home, I was pacing like a wild tiger in a cage. It was horrendous. My anxiety, my depression was out of control because I was now free. I didn't have anything in the house. I could have easily gone to the store. And that's when I realized this. My sobriety was not going to happen from a 30-day program. My sobriety was going to happen from a 52-week program. And in that moment of understanding the truth behind permanent recovery, I hired a counselor, an addiction counselor, for 52 straight weeks to follow up my 30 days in the treatment center. And I want to tell you something. It made all the difference in the world. There's no such thing as once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic, once an addict, always an addict. These are incredibly negative statements. If you hear them, I don't care where you are, throw them out the window, okay? I'm living proof. So is Joe Walsh, who's the guitarist for the Eagle, who's been sober for like 40 years or something like that, right? There are many of us that are permanently recovered. Now, the recovery industry does not like to hear me say this. I'll tell you right away. Why? Because they want you to believe that once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic, that you have some kind of disease, for God's sake. It's not true. And I'm living proof. I'm only one of millions of people that thrives in sobriety and recovery. I want you to do the same thing. But yeah, any big goal is going to take big effort. You can't depend on going to a meeting once a week, or even a meeting 5 days a week may not be enough. Why? Because you have to change your whole life, your diet, your exercise, meditation, deep breathing, emotional journaling, forgiveness, overcoming wounds, overcoming past traumas. I mean, it's huge. That's why our program, David Essel's Permanent Alcohol and Life Recovery, not only has been so successful, but is so powerful. We're changing the whole world of recovery. But remember what I said? My sobriety was a wow. I had no idea, even though I had helped so many people get sober before I did. I know it sounds crazy, right? But then I realized why it was so hard. Because we weren't doing life recovery. We were taking the alcohol away, but we weren't going deep enough to find out, why did I start? Where was my role modeling? How come I couldn't stop by myself? Why is David talking about a 52-week commitment? Because it works. If I can help you, go to talkdavid.com or davidessel.com. Comment below. Share this video. I want people to know that there's an alternative process that you can follow, that you don't have to struggle for the rest of your life. You really don't. And these are the good news tips of the day. I'm David Essel. Have an awesome day.